2008 on an 08 BMW 520D. Manual gearbox, 2 litre diesel. We'll double check and put it in the description, but I believe it's an M Sport, so it's got the front bumper with the extra lips, the side skirts, the nicer wheels, nicer interior, that sort of stuff. As you can see, finished in metallic grey. We're going to start by having a good look at the bodywork, and we're going to go through the interior and go for a cold engine startup. Starting on this driver's side, you can see it's nice and straight all the way down there. Driver's front wing, we've got 1 or 2 tiny little stone chips on the front there, and a bit of a bird poo burn there. I did run a quick polish over it and it got most of it off, so I think a proper polish would get rid of all of that. Nice and neat around the actual arch itself. Like I say, the M Sport wheels, a little bit of curb mark on the corner of that one, but decent tyres on there, generally nice and presentable. Continuing down the side, no delamination in any of the corner of the windscreen, no stone chips on the A-pillar, 2 tiny ones on the roof itself and another one just here. The rest of the roof, all nice and straight. There's a couple of bird poo marks over there. Again, a good polish should sort out. I did notice on the roof trim coming down here, there's sort of some marks in the paint there. Don't know if you can hear that. They sound like they're on top of the paint. So it does look like they come out, but I can't promise it. You can only just see them if you put the camera on it. It has the black belt line trim as opposed to the chrome, which I always think looks a bit better. Nice and neat around the wing mirror. All good down this side. You've got a little bit of dirt there. Ignore that, it's not a mark. Nice and neat along the side skirt. Very, very light scuff just there on the door. And then continuing on to the rear arch again, nice and sharp all the way around, no corrosion coming through. All good on the rear quarter. And a good wheel and tyre. Round on the back, tail lights on both sides are nice and bright and clear. The rear bumper sits nice and level. Parking sensors on the back, we've got one little mark just there. But other than that, all good. Nice and neat on the boot lid itself, all the badges are in the correct places. A little bit of lacquer peel on the badge, which is quite common on these. Again, all around the rear screen is nice and neat, there's no delamination or anything in that. Round on the passenger side and again up that side, nice and straight. See, if you follow that body line, nice and sharp, it's not full of filler or anything like that. Rear arch again, nice and neat all the way around. Bit of a stone chip just down the bottom there. And there was another small scratch just there. Another good wheel and tyre. There's a tiny little bit of aluminium trim corrosion on that piece there. The rest of it all seems to be nice and neat. Rear passenger door again, nice and tidy. We've got one tiny little stone chip, that's dirt again, ignore, we've done a terrible job of cleaning this car. There is a small chip out of the front passenger door and a very small scratch just there. But overall for the age of the car, bodywork's nice and presentable. All good up the A-pillar on this side and no marks on the roof or any stone chips or anything like that. All good down the bottom of the windscreen. And then that front wing, no sign of any corrosion, nice and neat. A little bit of a scratch just there and another stone chip just there. Round on the front, and like every 5 Series this year, the headlights could do with a polish. They're a little bit milky. A few stone chips down the bottom, but no major chunks or anything out of it. I did notice we're missing the bit of trim that goes over the fog light on this side. You'll see it just there, like little plastic housing. It is missing from that side. I would imagine 20, 30 quid on eBay. I'll get you a new one of those. A few stone chips on the front of the bonnet, but nothing major. Generally, a very sharp looking car for the money. Onto the interior. Nice and neat on the driver's door card. It's got the silver aluminium trim. Usual 5 Series spec, so electric adjusting seats, electric windows, electric mirrors, auto headlights, front and rear fogs, iDrive. It's got the larger sat nav, 6 CD player, aircon, all that sort of stuff. Mileage wise, 154,130. I did drive it down the road earlier on, actually. It drives really well. Nice and tight, there's no rattles. A little bit of wear on the corner of the steering wheel, but other than that, all good. And it is the M Sport steering wheel. Driver's seat, tiny bit of wear there on the bolster, but other than that, all lovely and neat. Pop the bonnet and the boot. And unusually, the rams actually work. I'm guessing they're pretty new because that fired up there really quick. Normally they don't work. All nice and neat on that rear door. Door shuts are clear. Backs of the seats are good. They're not stretched out or pulled or anything like that. We do have an aux input in the back as well, and twin cigarette lighters. Nice and neat. On the rear seats, black headlining, which again is all lovely and neat. Into the boot. Nothing really to report in there. All good. Nice and neat on the underside of the boot lid itself. And then left passenger side, rear. Sorry, passenger side, rear. Nice and neat on the door card. Normally this trim gets scuffed and horrible. This one's really good. All good on the rear bench on this side again. Nice and neat on the backs of the seats. And then front left, Again, this trim's nice and neat. The armrests are good. No wear at all on the seats. For the age and the mileage of the car, it's been obviously been well looked after. Nice and neat on the aluminium trim on the centre console. Like I say, the larger nav unit as well, which is nice to have. Sometimes that smaller one in that housing looks a bit silly. And it's the 2 litre diesel, manual gearbox. Could do with a good clean in here, but other than that, no nasty surprises that I can tell. Nice and clean as far as corrosion on the inner wings and things go. Like I say, I did have it down the road. It seems to dry nice. But we could do with some bonnet rams, as you see. They're a little bit soft. It took its time, but it did get down there. I'll pop that again and we'll have another lesson in a second. So it's telling me service lights on, so it could do with a service and it could do with some diesel. There you go. Generally, no signs of any warning lights though. Go around the back, there's no smoke coming out the back. And then under the bonnet, ticking over nice and happy. But like I say, those rams under the bonnet are a little bit soft. So there you have it, 2008 on an 08 520D M Sport. Any questions, please get in touch. Thank you.